This is my friend. He's a tree.
I'm Steve Rogers.
You didn't even speak.
I am Andrew.
I am Steve Rogers. Okay, ready? Because I'm so tired.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Look at his hair coming out of it, too. This is what Bucky would look like.
Cause you're a fucking
He
nerd.
probably would.
This is what Bucky's
But I think it would be actually a helmet. I don't think it would be a hood.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So I think it would actually be. Yeah, I think it would actually be like in the thing. So I think it would actually look good.
I'm putting it.
Like,
I don't
this might be the intro. Thank you guys for joining us in our intro. Anyway.
Volman here.
Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm John.
Andrew.
And I'm Mike.
And we literally watched Infinity War probably 5 or 6 times before we did this review.
Yeah.
We are sorry this is kind of a little late, but we're getting it out for you guys so you guys can see our, what we actually thought about it. So I guess we'll just do general impressions first, and just of an overall film. This has to be in the top 3 films that was released. I had to say, boom.
That's literally how I felt when I watched this movie.
Yeah, so
I was just like...
just everything about this movie was 100% insane. It's just some moments that that just were intense, and there was just I had to go to the bathroom during the film, and I couldn't because I felt like if I walked out of the theater, I was missing something.
I took like a 10-minute piss after the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So,
really bad.
but that was how I was saying. And then another thing I thought was interesting is certain characters, not saying who yet, but certain characters being partnered up with different characters, did not think that would work, and they made it work.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really interesting.
Yeah,
so,
it worked really
Avengers
well.
Infinity War is an action-packed ride that does not stop.
At all.
Literally
Ever.
a moving train, and you're not stopping it. And the end has you speechless, and it's an emotional roller coaster, and you're just having fun the whole time.
Yeah, very
That's-
emotional.
that's
Especially
what
after
I'm
watching
saying.
all these movies.
But
Yeah.
it was so awesome. It was thrilling. It was sad. There were so many emotions that I felt running through me.
It was a
that
very intense movie.
I did not know how to feel, and then I was like, oh wait, this is gonna happen. Oh, is that person gonna die? Oh, is this? I was like, I had no clue what to expect. This movie, I went into this movie with no expectations and came out with expectations completely filled. I was like, holy crap, this was amazing. I was expecting them to make Thanos completely different. And I was like, oh man, he's gonna crack one too many jokes, and I think I
don't remember him cracking a joke.
He doesn't crack a joke, but if that's what I'm scared of, dude. I thought he was gonna crack one joke, and I was just gonna walk out of the theater. I was just gonna be like, all right, I think this is not a movie for me. That's it. I think I'm done.
Yeah, he was serious. This movie is more of a serious vibe than any other.
And that's another thing, dude. Certain characters played certain jokes. Spider-Man said those stupid liners, but that's the thing. He's a kid, so that kind of fits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then even even the Guardians had their stupid one-liners.
Guardians and
but I think the emotional moments outweighed the funny moments. This was more of an intense film, definitely than a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
So, but that's the whole thing. There's so many different emotions literally running through the entire film that we didn't know exactly how to feel at that moment. So there's so much going on at once that I couldn't even tell you, I couldn't tell you everything that I felt. I was emotionally almost traumatized.
I was
so
very
moments,
much traumatized.
So many good moments.
So.
Oh my god.
I was very happy that the Guardians and the Avengers
that's
they got
another
together. You just seeing it is so it's breathtaking.
And I like how the entire movie is literally a quest, and not just from one side, but literally from both sides.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate quest. The bad guy has his own quest, and the good guys have their own quest, and maybe multiple quests from the good guys, but it all leads to one quest.
This is one of those movies I was actually kind of hoping. Thanos would actually win. I was kind of halfway through. I was on his side.
So,
I was like, wow, this is just so devastating.
So, can we say anything about our impressions before we hop into likes?
Wow.
Holy shitballs.
Can't wait for part 4.
Yeah.
So, now that you heard that, guys, we're gonna go right into spoilers. But that's what we thought about the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you should be seeing it. This is an understatement.
You would have, the movie would have been ruined for you already.
Yeah. Well, no, the movie's not ruined for you, but there's a bunch of different things that's going on. But you need to see this movie. Put us in your watch for later. Once you see it, come back and finish the review with us.
Yeah, or at least stay off the internet until you see it because.
So yeah, but there's so many spoilers out anyway. So not the point. But anyway, let's hop into likes. and there's gonna be a lot of them. So, God,
every character has their moment to shine. They all do. As much as I'd like to more characters get more screen time, it's all good because every character had their moment, and they utilized every character, I think, the right way. It's really hard to get so many characters in one movie in such an amount of time, but they did it. The best way they could have done it, and they have succeeded.
See, that's another thing. I have to agree with Andrew,
It could have failed so many times.
Yes.
This movie had a lot to live up to, and it did.
See, and that's what I have to agree with Andrew. Like, I was like, how are they going to, share the spotlight type of deal? But they even it out. Like, some characters have more lines than others, but that's just typical.
It doesn't bother me, though.
65 different characters fighting on the screen during different points of time.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot's going to, impact us. I mean, let's talk about the heroes first, like, for our likes. For one, I mean, we had, like, separation moments. I think my favorite moment is literally watching how many characters are actually separated, and it brings them all together.
For the most part, yeah.
Like, if you think about it, like, Iron Man's doing his own thing, and then he meets up with Doctor Strange. Then Doctor Strange and him... Well, actually, sorry, Doctor Strange meets up with Banner, to where Doctor Strange and Banner meets up with Iron Man, to where they meet up with Iron Spider.
Yeah.
And now they're going to space, and then they end up meeting up with Guardians. Like, there's an entire, like, tie-in.
Yeah, everything ties into a certain point, and
but that's what I'm saying.
It all makes sense for the climax and like the final battles, which, the action is so good.
The action
like,
is all over.
But now,
so much action.
Let's just continue talking about this. So now Iron Man does his own thing, but let's talk about Scarlet Witch and Vision. Like, that was really interesting.
It didn't really bother me.
It didn't bother me at all.
They had a good thing going.
No, they had a good thing going. They had a thing going inside the comics. They actually have kids in the comics. And that's what's really interesting to me. They actually keep everything, like, together. But, the one thing that broke me is, literally, he's just chilling there. He's talking to her, and stabbed right through his back, bro.
Yeah.
By Glaive.
They just come out of nowhere. And
yeah,
they actually put up a good fight. That was a good fight,
That was
really.
I used to think Vision was overpowered, and then
he
just
became
got
so
destroyed in this
underpowered
movie by everyone, and he died twice.
Yeah,
he died
twice. No one got it that bad.
And Scarlet Witch just really showed off her powers in this one. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like,
that's another
she
thing.
had to carry Vision's back a lot of the time, basically, because he was just getting messed up the whole time.
But that's the whole thing, dude. It even showed you that she was fighting two of them at once, bro. Not like one-on-one.
She wasn't playing.
She was fighting two at once while protecting Vision.
One of my favorite moments is actually when, they're at the train's coming by, and she's like ready, and then Captain America comes in. And that was his
shadowy
best
figure,
moment.
bro.
That was amazing.
And then if you guys,
and then Falcon comes in, and then Black Widow comes in, and then they all gang up on them, and then they stab Glaive, and then they leave.
I mean, we talked about this, but I like how they all stayed together. Like, they actually stayed together for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So during the 2 years, they were still together. But that's what I thought was interesting, man. We actually got to see them stay together. The stars all gone on his chest, his suit's all worn out because he's not like part of like SHIELD or with Iron Man to where he could just constantly get repairs. He's just by himself with Falcon and Black Widow. And they had to stay incognito, like away from government.
And
so she had to dye her hair.
Yeah, and I like that when they found what's his name, Ross, and he was like, if you don't, if you get in my way, we'll fight you too. And he was like, arrest them. And Rhodey's like, what's up,
on it.
Yeah.
How you doing, Cap?
So
I thought it was cool, and Rhodey was even a really good part. Like, all of this like stuff that was going on inside this film. Like, there's a lot to talk about. Like, there's so much inside this film that we've talked about for weeks, and we're like, all right, we need to find a time to do this. We need to do this, like, now. So, but there's, like, oh, man, how do I even word it, man? Like, okay, so the flying donut, I forgot what he called it, but that spaceship, bro?
It's one of his spaceships that he has on the big ship.
So, dude, it's literally, I think there's more than just one. But, dude, it's just Iron Man, Spider-Man, all fighting together.
The dynamics were great.
So,
yes. Now, we gotta talk about Thanos right now.
Hold on. You gotta hold that thought.
Wait, before we get there, we gotta talk about Thor. Because
dude,
Thor had a big part in this movie.
Thor
has redeemed himself.
Monster.
Even people who didn't like Ragnarok will, I guarantee they'll
like this boy. Remember this boy. He didn't like Thor at all.
I hate Thor. I hate Thor in all 5 of his films. And Thor 1 was probably his best film, only for the pure reason is because he's living in the real world. Now, we're not here to talk about that, but that shows you that each of the movies I didn't like. This man made this movie awesome. And that takes a lot for me to say, because I'm not a big Thor person. They actually made him really good.
He was
And
so good in this movie.
he was amazing. He was good. He actually, like, his jokes, they weren't too funny, but they were funny enough to where you understand that he's coming from a different scenario.
It also has like a lot of emotional weight.
And-
Yeah,
too.
and you
that-
saw his
remember-
loss
and-
from all these movies, from like Thor Ragnarok and everything that happens in the beginning of the movie when he loses pretty much half of his people.
Thor's lost
Yeah.
everything.
Which is
He's lost everything.
Yeah. So, but now, remember how I just brought up, guys, before? How, you know, we didn't think certain team-ups would work? Well, the Guardians actually split up in this movie, and two of them go with Thor, because Thor ends up meeting up with them. Rocket and Groot go with Thor to find his new weapon.
Which is badass.
Oh, badass weapon, Stormbreaker.
The Stormbreaker. Oh, dude, awesome.
One of my top 3 moments is when he gets to Wakanda and the Avengers team plays. He comes in, he just blows everything away, and Banner's like, you're all screwed now.
And
That's
then,
how I
dude,
thought. I was like,
literally Thor, dude, was like, bring me Thanos!
Yeah,
I was like, dude,
so good.
he's a monster.
Oh,
Literally, and you know what the best part about this? You see the Bifrost, and all you see is his axe, bro, just
Getting thrown like a tomahawk.
literally
Yeah.
just nailing everyone. Dead. You just killing, how do they call it? What do they call them? Space dogs?
Yeah, whatever.
Killing all the space dogs, bro.
Outriders, whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Outriders.
So good.
Dude,
that
it's
Thor
so
is
awesome.
so good. He's definitely a one of the really main characters of this movie. He had like some of the most screen time.
Yeah.
With reason.
With a
And-
lot of reason.
Hold on, let's go back to Iron Man real quick. The only thing, dude, Iron Man has nanotech now.
Yeah, that was.
The
We didn't
nanotech
even
was
What they
awesome.
did with that was so good.
The nanotech was freaking cool. He
yeah.
had like things coming out of his back
I
and
think
things
if he
floating
had that in
behind
Civil
him.
War, I think he would have beaten Captain.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
oh,
if he
yeah,
had that,
definitely.
he would have destroyed
Yeah.
Cap.
Ooh, that was some. He
So-
needed that armor for Titan. He would have been screwed.
He,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
would have been
regular armor.
dead.
He
Yeah.
probably would have did, yeah. If he had any of the other ones, oh
So-
my god.
Now we're gonna talk about the villains, guys. I mean, I think we said a lot. My personal one of my favorite heroes, besides like in this film, I think my favorite, if I had to choose, it's between Iron Man. Well, actually, it is not Iron Man. It's Spider-Man, Iron Man, then Thor. I think Thor is in my top.
My
Thor
favorite
is a monster.
This is funny.
Actually, my
This is
favorite
really
is
funny.
Thor, Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
and
Oh, Doctor Strange is a
Iron Man.
monster. Yeah, I forgot
Doctor
about.
Strange is so good in this
So-
movie.
he's so
Even if you don't like Doctor Strange, like his origin movie, I think they really love him in this one.
Yeah,
I thought
he's
he was
so
so good,
great.
dude.
He was like so mystic, and when he was fighting
With
him,
his
I was like,
abilities, I loved it, dude.
I
I love
know.
when him and Wong were teaming up, woof, and then catching it and throwing it
Doctor
back.
Strange is a beast, and I hope he comes back.
All right, guys, we're gonna start talking about the villains now. So the villains that we liked, we're gonna work our way up. So we're gonna start with the Black Order.
Yeah, or the children of Thanos, which was
Yeah,
what
the children of Thanos, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna start with Ebony Maw. He was a badass.
Wow,
he
yeah,
was,
dude,
he was
Maul-
the best.
yeah.
He was
Maul
the best
was-
one.
He had
was
the
the best
most dialogue, and I thought everything he said
was
had
perfect.
perfect meaning.
Hear
Yeah.
me and rejoice.
And he had that, he had that speech 3 times in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it. Where did he had it?
The
He had it
Gamora
on
scene,
the
like
Gam-
the
no.
flashback? Like,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
in the
The Gamora scene. He was having that speech. He had it on Earth, which was really memorable because Iron Man was like,
Yeah, he's like, shut up, Squidward.
"Yeah, that means get lost, Squidward."
Yeah.
So, and then he had it on Thor's ship
Yeah.
for Asgard.
That was a dark scene in the beginning.
That was
wow.
really dark. Wow.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
That
the
was
movie
the
starts
darkest
off
beginning in a Marvel
completely.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you know how we open up the films, guys, we hear the music and it's going into it.
Yeah.
Movie completely silent.
this is
we
si-
hop
yeah.
right into it. It's literally Asgard's asking for help, and everyone's just like dead, and that really hurt
Yeah.
because we watched. Tell me if I say his name right. Heimdall.
Yeah.
Heimdall, yes.
Heimdall is literally the first person besides Asgardians on the screen to die.
Yeah.
And that hurt, bro, because he's one of the best characters inside Thor. And then right after that, which hurt even more because of the trickster god, Loki had to die.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He literally
Unfortunately,
tried.
he had
He
to
tried. And then he told him right to his, which I gave Loki so much respect because I love Loki as a
So
character.
when he said Odin's son, I was like,
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the thing because he always makes fun of Thor
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine actually told me that, so I'm going to reference his channel inside the
Link in the
description,
description.
down below. So, but
yeah, so
It's
Ebony
just-
Maw, I liked his powers.
oh, dude,
Pox of Midnight was pretty good.
Yes.
I thought
Glorious
she,
Glaive.
yeah, No, I think
All of
Proxima
them are-
Midnight
all of
was
them are pretty
just so powerful. I thought she was insane.
She was good.
And she
I
was
like that women battle. The women's
Yeah,
battle.
Yeah, the
when
women
she was
It was like,
battling,
yeah.
like all three of them.
Orky, whatever her name is.
Okoye.
Okoye.
yeah, and Black
Okoye.
Widow, and
Widow,
In which
and yeah, Scarlet Witch.
they all. Yeah, I thought that was a great scene.
And it was
Oh,
so
the
cool, dude.
Children of
But that
Thanos were not
shows
bad.
you. That shows you how strong, like, the Children of Thanos actually are.
Yeah,
bro.
I think they did. You know, they did him justice. You know, that's pretty. I think they
I
were.
mean, I'm
I
a
wouldn't
little
surprise it.
upset that they're kind of like dead, but now they kind of, now we don't need to like see further about them. Like they could have made like so much more about them. Like we could have seen more of a backstory. But the thing is,
Yeah, I
we
think
don't
they-
really need it
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did him justice. You know, I think they did a good job with that.
because the
But
movie wasn't about them.
It's really no. This is Thanos' movie. Speaking of Thanos, we gotta talk about Thanos now.
So
This
we
is
talked
Thanos'
enough
movie.
about like the children of Thanos. Let's talk about
the
He-
man
Thanos
himself.
himself.
He is now my favorite Marvel villain. He is.
He is.
There's no. I want to be Thanos. I'm on a quest. I'm on a quest. I'm on a
to get
quest.
the gauntlet.
I
in
want
the
the gauntlet,
gym.
and I want to kill all my enemies. Half of them. At least, come on.
Oh
Half.
man.
People will say, "Oh, why couldn't Thanos just make more resources?" Nah, it's just his mindset. Just get over it. This is his mission. It's what he did it.
And
He
did it.
Empire Strike Back us.
Yep. he
Yeah,
did it.
which
And-
was 100% surprising. That's something that we're actually gonna enter in a second. But Thanos is a man on a quest and a man who actually proves his point. Like a lot of villains don't have a motive. Like there's maybe a couple villains inside the MCU that have a really good motive, and others that just really don't.
I like Thanos' lines too. He says some good. He said
Yeah,
some good
he
lines.
has some
Great
great
lines.
lines. Like one of
Great
my
lines.
favorite lines is when he's talking to Gamora. Actually, he's like, "I'm the only one that knows that." See,
At least
He
I'm the
was-
only one who has the will to act on it.
Yeah.
And then, but my favorite line is like I think it's right before that actually. You murdered half of my planet. Yeah, and now they go to bed with nothing but full bellies and sunny skies. And I thought that was the best like line. And he's like, it's
Yeah.
a paradise.
He really believes what he's doing is right, and it makes you believe that he's right.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Like I wouldn't say like believe, but I'd say definitely convince.
yeah.
All right.
It's
It
really
definitely
like
convinces you
you
that maybe
really
he
see
is
his point
doing
of
the right
view.
thing.
I wouldn't mind being a child of Thanos.
I definitely. I'm sorry to say that,
Give me
but I
some
would
Ebony Mouse powers.
guarantee me a child of Thanos. I would be a child of Thanos in a heartbeat. I mean, like if I had like that kind of power, oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to die, but I mean, stuff has to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah.
the point. Not the point. But
Thanos is just so good.
it's just
I
they,
really.
they made some
I
of
enjoyed
these
him.
characters so interesting. But we had some really really good scenes, man. Like they had some really good fight scenes.
Yeah.
We had Thanos literally destroying the Guardians.
He destroys everybody.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm
And
talking about in a
eats.
fight. With a fight, like they had him on the ropes in that first
Yeah,
fight
he-
with
he-
him on
he-
Titan, bro.
He started out. He took down Hulk in like the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
And
we
then-
didn't even bring
Yo,
that
he
up.
boxed him. He gave
He
him that one
literally-
Yeah, he didn't see
He-
Hulk for the rest
you
of
know-
the movie. He was
how
fucking
did-
scared.
How do I put this? He beat the Hulk calm.
Yes.
He beat him calm because he did not come back for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Every time he kept like accessing them, he kept screaming no.
And he would never come out.
So at first I didn't
Banner was
see
really
that.
pissed.
At first I did not see that too. You ever notice when he first does it, like you actually see like the whole green?
Yeah.
He goes no, and
Yeah.
when I first watched that, I didn't know he was saying no.
Yeah. Thanos just basically just destroys everybody in his path. But they get close to someone to take him down. But in the end, Thanos prevails every time.
Yep.
He mentioned that Nebula tried to kill him and almost succeeded, but she didn't, and that's
And
She
then,
know-
and then
he said-
Gamora,
yeah.
Gamora killed him on
Yeah.
nowhere, but
And
it
the
wasn't
dude-
him.
It was
Dude,
just
we all
reality
knew.
stuff.
We all knew that was reality stuff. We
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
Like some people were probably like, "Wait, what?" And then the reality. Oh, yeah. No. Like I was like, all right, no, he had to get the reality zone. There was no way he dies that easily. There was no way he's gonna get
and
stabbed.
credits.
I would have. I would have been like, all right, what? Because even Quill said it, bro. Star-Lord, he was like, well, that was quick.
yeah.
He was
Wow.
super
Yeah,
surprised.
so Thanos destroys nowhere, and I guess the Collector's dead.
And
I guess
and
maybe
all of the
Xandar.
Xandar,
Yeah,
I-
decimated Standar.
destroyed.
I wish I could have
Off
seen
screen.
that, but
Off
I
screen,
feel
but
So
but
I have
I-
a theory about that, guys.
Yes.
If you stay around to the end, of course, you're gonna hear my input about what's gonna be coming out. So, but
I wish I could have seen the Xandar destruction, but I do realize that there's not really a point.
I have a theory.
I mean, I know, but I mean, like, just to see it though. I mean,
I know.
We'll
but
probably
I'm
see it in a different movie.
It could be a deleted scene.
That's
too.
the whole. No, I'm telling you,
think
I
it's a
have a
different
complete.
movie.
I have a complete idea. He knows.
I know.
So, but guys, we're gonna continue. I don't even know. There's so much about this movie.
Let's go about. Okay, so this is Thanos' movie, and he's pretty much on a heist to get every single stone. So let's talk about every time he gets a stone. So he has the power stone when we
from
first
the
see
very
him.
beginning.
And then in the beginning, Loki gives him the Tesseract, the Space Stone, when he's almost about to kill Thor with the Power Stone. What's the next one he grabs?
The reality.
The Reality Stone from nowhere, which we just talked about.
And then he gets a Soul Stone from Red Skull.
Which from Venmir. Venmir? I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
and then he gets the Time Stone on Titan from Doctor Strange.
From Doctor Strange. After he almost kills Iron Man, and Doctor Strange saves his life.
Yeah, which I also have a theory about that in a second. You guys can tell me I'm wrong, or whatever the case is.
Real quick, let's just talk about how we got the Soul Stone. That was one of the most intense scenes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so they get to... Gamora knew everything about the Soul Stone, and especially when they were on Nowhere, and when he captured Gamora and Quill tried saving her, and she told him to kill him, and he couldn't do it. And then when he tried doing it, it just didn't work because of the Reality Stone. He took her, and then when he took her away to go to Vormir.
Yeah, so they go to Vormir, and then we see one of the biggest twists that we definitely did not see coming, or at least a lot of people didn't. We see Red Skull.
Red Skull
like,
from,
what?
And it's so funny because in the Road to Infinity War, I said
literally
that we
said
might
it
see him in Infinity War.
Yeah.
During the movie, I was like, "Yo, what if he's in there? Like, what if because he got sucked in?"
And he was he did explain that he once tried to collect the Infinity Stones and he held one in his hand and it put him there. And I thought that was a great way to. And you might never see him again, but it was great. At least now we know where he is.
Yeah, at least
so
now
that was a really.
And he'll be there for eternity.
I thought that was a great cameo. I thought that was amazing. Like having him in the film just for that reason was so amazing.
So then he sacrifices Gamora and kills her. And it's funny. She laughs. She's like, "Aha, you don't love anyone because I was supposed to be the sacrifice." And then he kills her. Yeah,
he actually loves her and sacrifice. I was like, "Oh no!" That actually hurt.
Thanos was actually crying. Like he was,
Yeah, and he was. Yeah, and he said the tears weren't about him. Red Skull said that the tears weren't about him when she
were
said
not for
that,
him. Yeah,
and it was actually for her.
Like, no, not love. I was going.
And he just went whoosh, and she just fell.
He wasn't happy
about
it.
So sad. It was so depressing when I watched that.
And there's just man, and there's just so much, but.
He gets the
and then
after that, he gets the Time Stone.
He gets a Time Stone from Strange, which we're gonna come back to in a second.
And then he goes back, and then he goes to Wakanda to go get the Mind Stone. And then this is like the greatest fight scenes I've ever seen in my life, because here comes Thanos and here's everybody in one spot, and Cap is just like, "Let's go," and they all just get fucked.
Yeah,
they
Thanos
get
destroyed
fucked.
everyone with ease, no problem.
The
most emotion he ever showed was when he was holding
Cap down, and then he just knocked him right out.
One Punch Man.
The One Punch Man right there. and Vision and Scarlet Witch are trying to destroy the Mind Stone within Vision's head.
And kill Vision, basically.
And they do. But then he uses the Time Stone to go back. And then he kills Vision again, but this time he takes the stone.
He takes the stone right out.
Now Vision got screwed one of the worst.
Yeah, he was.
He just gets tortured. He gets stabbed like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Stone ripped out. Stone.
If you thought he was overpowered in Civil War, you're gonna be a little disappointed when you see this.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, now we have all the stones. Let's just rewind a little bit. Go back to the Time Stone.
That was my favorite fight scene personally was on Titan when they versed Thanos. That was my favorite.
That's my favorite fight scene
that
too.
That was so good. In my mind, I was like, I hope there's a scene that involves like a bunch of characters taking on Thanos, and there was. What was it? Nebula, Mantis, Drax, Iron Man, Doctor Strange,
Star-Lord,
Spider-Man.
Like you have like 7 or 8 people against Thanos, and Thanos is just whooping them. But they had him for a second, but then we all know.
And because they were trying to take the glove off, the plan was to take the glove off of him. And as soon as they were just about to do it, Mantis is holding Thanos asleep, and she feels everything that he's feeling, and one of them was lost, and he's mourning, and Nebula's there, and Quill is right in front of him, and they discover that Gamora is dead, and Gamora in the movie finally confesses her love to Peter, and that's all Peter wanted, and now that his love is dead, he freaks out like he did in Guardians 2 and in Guardians 1, and just starts beating him with his gun. I don't know, that kind of pissed me off just a little bit, but I'll get to that later. Yeah. And wakes him up, and they lose that fight pretty much.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about that.
It was a great
fight. Every character had their moment. Iron Man had his moment to shine against Thanos. He was like...
That's another thing.
Doctor Strange had his magic skills, and he had like a bunch of them.
The huge hands.
His nano was running out during that fight. If you notice how the nano was like riding up, so he kept switching the nano around different parts of his body so it wouldn't run out all at once. So he kept using it for his hand, and then he would switch it for his he would switch it to his leg for that kick. Oh, so I have a whole theory about this, which I'm going to go into right now before we head into the dislikes. I think, and you probably all know this already if you've seen the movie, Doctor Strange seen 14,605 different ways.
Yes.
And they only won once. Now, during the fight, Doctor Strange had to prolong this fight long enough for Nebula to get there, hit him with the shit. For Nebula to hear that she's just a waste of parts and she can't die. It would just be a waste of parts. Right? Continue the fight, for Quill to get mad, ruin the fight, and for long enough for Iron Man to make him bleed, so Iron Man knows he does bleed. So he's not invincible. And that's when Doctor Strange, as soon as he sees that, Iron Man gets stabbed, Doctor Strange knew that's at the moment he had to step in, because that's where he's seen up to. Right there. And I think when he pops the stone, spare his life, and I'll give you the stone. I think from there on out, Doctor Strange knows what's going to happen. Now, you guys did the review without me, but if you remember Doctor Strange, as well as I do right now, the Enchanted One said that she can never see past the moment she died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange said he's seen so many different ways. How could he see the moment that he did not die? I don't think they're actually dead at all, because he's seen past that.
Now,
I'm pretty sure.
Now, I have a theory for that, but I want to get to that when we get to
dislikes or no.
No, the one more part before dislikes. So when Thanos takes the Mind Stone and puts it into his glove, Thor comes and he throws the axe throws Stormbreaker right into Thanos' chest, and he gives him that superhero saying, and that one-liner.
I told you. Oh, that's another thing I want to point out.
You die for that.
Yeah.
I told you. I just want to bring this up. That I like how certain things come back. I told you you'll die for that. It comes back at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I just love how that matches up.
I know.
There's a whole bunch of different times that actually happens too.
I know.
Good.
But that's what makes it my favorite. Anyway, continue.
And then Thanos is trying to speak, and he goes, "You should have aimed for the head." Boom. Snap,
he doesn't.
And he fucking did it. He fucking did it in the movie.
That's my favorite part of this whole film, is literally that Thanos wins.
And he kills half of the universe.
Yeah. So let's talk about
everyone goes to dust.
Let's talk about half of everyone goes to dust. And the first person they decide to out is one of my boys, and that's Bucky Barnes.
Steve? Out. Yep.
Dead.
They out the first one they out is my boy. That hurt. Now, let's continue going, though, because they outed a lot of people. Now, we have a lot of people who literally just got first movies. Black Panther went out like a warrior. This is no place to die.
Dead.
Spider-Man had the most emotional
death. Literally, every single time I've seen this movie, I've cried when Spider-Man died.
This ruined me.
I'll be okay with that. I'm okay saying that.
A whole nother level watching Spider-Man die. Watching Spider-Man die. Oh, that ruined me, man. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Great because his spider sense
told him he was dying, and that's why he was reacting that way.
Yeah.
Because he felt it. His spider sense was like, "Hey, danger's coming, and he kept feeling it, but it was getting so intense he couldn't. He felt all the pain.
Tom Holland improv that whole entire thing.
He improv the entire thing.
Beautiful improv.
It was so good.
And who else died? Sam Wilson died. Which is really funny because all
pretty
of
much everyone except the OG Avengers.
Yeah, OG Avengers and Rocket, Nebula,
Nick Fury, Maria Hill.
No, they all died. They all
No,
died.
no, Rocket and Groot. No, Rocket and Nebula are still alive.
Oh yeah,
Rocket and Nebula are still alive. And, what's his face? Rhodey's there. Rhodey's alive. It's pretty much all, which is funny, all of the original 6
You know what's
Avengers
funny?
plus Rhodey and 2 of the Guardians.
You know what's... well, not really. Nebula's not really a guardian.
Yeah,
But think about it
She's
this
part
way.
of the Guardians.
So I thought about this. 2 people stayed alive. He said, spare his life, and I'll give you the stone. And then he also told Nebula it would be a waste of parts to kill you. They're both still alive. I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah. Well,
People think it's at random, but I think that has something to do with it. Also, another thing, I noticed that they kept people who are equivalent. Where's Iron Man? On Titan. Who's on Earth that's equivalent to Iron Man?
Cap.
Rhodey.
Rhodey. Same thing.
Because we have, look, ready? We have Rhodey, who is equivalent to Iron Man.
Yeah, I know
Cap. We have Hulk in the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah.
We have Widow. Help me, Andrew.
Okoye.
Okay. Shuri is unknown.
Sure, we don't know what happened to
Oh yeah,
Shuri.
that's another thing. We don't know 3 people. And that's Pepper Potts, Ned, or Shuri.
And Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man.
And
But
Hawkeye. But
I have a feeling we're going to find out about those 2 at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But that's not for this video.
yeah,
So, but anyway, is there anything else that we need to say?
not really. Just that the end credit scene was cool too.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be really.
Captain Marvel
yeah,
is
she's
coming!
She's coming.
Oh, shit, dude.
So-
I thought this was going to be... And she's going to be set in the 90s fighting Skrulls.
Can't go wrong with that. So, but that's all I really have. That, but it does show. I like it shows you the helicopter crash into the building. And
Yeah,
and half
you just
the
see
people-
everything going to hell, which makes more,
And then Nick
even
Fury's
more
mother.
crazy. Yeah, that was funny.
So, I just...
that was awesome.
Oh, man. They added, like, a real good, like... It was, like, a real, like, messed up feel to it, too.
Yeah. Other than that, just beauty.
So, but... Oh, man.
This is gonna be quick. Let's go to dislikes.
Guys, well, hold on. Just before we hop into that. If you guys... No, actually, yeah, let's go into dislikes. I'll talk about that at the end.
I just talk about your theory real fast.
All right, my theory for what I
Nope.
for both of the thieves. Okay,
Sure.
so we've seen the end of this. Well, no, I have this theory, and then I have what we're going to be doing for the next video. I'm going to save what we'll be doing for the next video at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, my theory for like what they're going to be doing about Xandar. I think if they make a Nova movie, I think we're going to watch the beginning of Xandar getting destroyed by Thanos.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we get introduced to Richard Rider, guys. Nova will be coming in that movie. I think we're going to watch Xandar get destroyed, and he's going to be having, like, PTSD about it. I think he's going to wake up through it. Remembering everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I
a
like
good
that.
way to show Xandar being destroyed, because people are going to be mad about this, so they're going to hear reviews. I think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone's going to direct that movie, it should be the Russo brothers.
Yeah, they've done so great so far.
They've been doing so good, they have to do this. The guy who has his own voice plus the World Mind voice on his head, it would be great.
Yeah.
So, that's that. Let's hop into dislikes real quick.
The only dislikes I could think of, maybe like pacing issues sometimes. Just like everything's just going. I mean, it really is hard to pull a film like this off, but they did it in the best way possible. It's just
They did really good, though.
it just goes a little bit crazy, but it's not really a big deal. Like they do a great enough job to it; doesn't bother me. And the only thing, I just wish more characters had more screen time. I understand like the time. I would have sat through a 4-hour Infinity War movie though from work. I would have done that. I would've.
So would have I. I would have definitely.
So maybe just like more character time and.
Well, that's what the
you know.
thing, dude. I mean, I probably would have done it, but I don't think a lot of people would have like actually wanted to go see a 4-hour-long movie.
Only the like real fans, I guess.
But the whole thing is, the only dislike I had to say, and it's a really small one because I understand it had to happen for the whole purpose of it. Quill,
Yeah.
probably at that one moment, kind of bugged me.
yeah, but you know what?
It kind of.
It was the only way.
The only reason why it bugged me was because in Guardians 2, when Ego told him that he put a tumor in his mother's head, he literally shot the crap out of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
he didn't hesitate.
Didn't hesitate.
Yeah, but the thing is,
this
Thanos, he
but
punched him.
But this time he was smacking
Well,
him
he
with
was
the
right
gun.
up against his face, so it kind of makes sense that he would punch him. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand
I
it.
would have backed up and just unloaded into him.
Yeah, but what if he accidentally shot Mantis or something?
Yeah, Mantis was right there, and everyone else was around him.
Yeah, he could have done something stupid. So I think the most logical thing was
Yeah,
to just.
I don't know. It's mostly for plot though. It's mostly just
Yeah,
to keep
but that's
the
all I
plot
can
going.
think
I
of.
understand the reason why everything had to happen. There
Yeah.
isn't. I actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't really think of a dislikes. Besides what you two just said, I
Yeah.
can't not think of dislikes really at all.
It's just a great film. I definitely recommend it. For
So
me,
I mean, there's like,
9 out of 10.
I mean, the only thing I have to say is it's like it drags, but it drags in such a good way because like everything it drags in a way to where everything is happening and you know why it's happening. Like there's not a solid like moment in this movie to where you shouldn't be walking away at all because you're gonna miss something though.
Yeah, you're gonna
great.
miss it.
Every moment is great.
And
I love it.
my favorite speech is literally from Thor to Rocket. You know,
Yeah.
on my quest of vengeance, hate, and everything, he's just another bastard to get in my way.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great.
And
Bro.
what more could I lose?
I thought
Great acting.
Great.
I thought he was great, bro.
Whole movie is
And what's great about that whole scene right there was that it was so serious, and the Guardians are not serious at all, and neither is Thor usually,
yeah.
and they didn't even put a joke. They didn't even put any jokes within that serious
This movie-
moment.
this was
They
not a
waited
movie
until
for
after the
jokes,
moment
yeah.
was over to put in some jokes, and that was great. I appreciate.
I thought it was great.
definitely.
But all right, so I guess we'll hop into what I mean. We've been talking for a little bit now. There's what is after dislikes?
Ratings.
You think ratings?
Yes, ratings.
9 out of 10 for me. I saw it a few times and I can't get enough of it.
Me too.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, all the way.
Great
across the
movie.
board.
I
Nine
cannot
across
wait.
the board,
I'm looking
guys.
forward till next year. I cannot
Yes, Avengers 4 cannot come quick.
wait. Marvel is
Needs
doing
to
an
come now.
outstanding job, and they're making movie history.
they're
like
killing
every
it.
year, they're making movie history.
Killing
They're
it
beating
every-
records all
every
the time.
Killing it.
So keep it
So,
up.
guys, as you hear, we all like the movie. I hope you guys will comment down in the below. Let us know what you thought about this movie. Please give us some feedback. If you guys have any ideas where this movie is going to be going, let us know.
Yeah.
Like the video. Share the video with all your friends and subscribe. We will be uploading more stuff. Keep tuned. We are releasing a Deadpool review video. And me and this buddy right here are going to be doing a review for the Black Ops 4 trailer. They released a couple of them, and we're going to be talking about what's going on. Unfortunately, we already watched them, so we can't react to them for you.
Yes, but I love Black Ops.
So
and trailer,
we're going to
so-
talk about it, and we're going to
Yes.
talk about what we think is going to be coming out. And everything that's going to be coming with it. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this this review, and I hope you'll enjoy our next one for Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah.
See you guys there.